again, obviously, we're not going to give in. If the market isn't doing what we expect it to do, then we're not going to trade it. I wouldn't be surprised. We've already rallied back about 100 or so points in the NASDAQ and about 30 points in the S&P. And of course, I wouldn't be surprised if we closed unchanged on the day. You do have the FOMC tomorrow, which there's no expectations of them doing anything, but you never know. Okay, I mean, I wouldn't suspect that they'll do anything with rates, but certainly there's a potential trade here in the euro currency. Let's see what it looks like. Gotta wait a little bit longer here and see. Your stop would be 113.53. If we do get a trade here, 113.53. And right now there is no trade at the moment. So we'll just sit back and wait and be patient. Markets are running a little bit, as you can see. There's going to be no trade here on this minute, but we'll see for the next minute. But you can see that this is what we're trading off of, that little bit of a blow off. Here you can see all the volumes are drying up into nothing, which is obviously very painful because it takes away opportunity for us to trade. Let's go back and see if anything happens with our euro currency. And the stop will still be 13.53, 113.53 to be exact. And maybe we'll get a trade here. And a little bit too much of our getting a little bit too much of our run up here. Let's see here. As long as we stay below 75, it'll be okay. We'll give it a shot. Okay, if you want to go ahead and participate, you can trade buy the euro currency. All right, 113.53 stop. Okay, and anything else going on worth note? And the answer is no. Okay, I mean, we need gold to get volume here. And you don't have to actually look at the chart. You just can look at the volume, because if you don't have the volume, you don't have a trade anyways. But those are the areas that we're looking at. And of course, obviously in the indexes, they're way below where we would want them to trade at. They're pretty pathetic. So let's take a look at the other stuff that we do look at. That would be something to, maybe there are some trades potential. Apple, there is nothing. Okay. There's nothing to do. I can't force a trade there. Amazon, once again, where everything's kind of floating around the mean, so it doesn't give you a lot of opportunity. Coin, again, this is one we worked on last week, worked out perfectly. Crowd, once again, this is close. This did not work out last week. We had this, that was a loser. Oh, connection lost where? Hold on one second. Okay, so once again, Meta is something you might want to look at. It has had a heck of a rally here. And in fact, why don't we take a look at it and see? Meta, META. I would do this for this week, which would be and sell call spreads. Let's see if we do the 595, 597.50. Yeah, for $1.10, I can do that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do that. That's filled. Google, nothing really here. IWM, a couple of days ago would have been okay, not right now. Microsoft, certainly we're going to look at MSFT. And let's see, 437.50 to 440 for $1.10 as well. Yeah, I can look at that as well. Again, we're playing the overbought condition here. And again, with markets very overbought, we're going to go ahead and go and sell into them. We do expect some sort of sell-off this week anyways. And then MSTR came off, no chance. Nugget, nothing to do. NVIDIA, nothing to do. The Qs, nothing to do. But they did fail at their 200-day moving average, which is something to keep in mind. SMCI is continuing to stay in the middle. The Square could be a put sale. Look for a little pop after the beatdown that it took on from earnings the other day. It is holding. And so here we would sell some put spreads. Let's see here. 47, 46. Not enough juice for me. I won't take under 40 cents per dollar. SPY, nothing for us here. Tesla failed at the 200-day moving average, but we've already missed it for what we're looking for. Excuse me. Win, a little more of a rally, we'd sell it. XBI, nothing to do. And Zoom, not really much to do. So again, you can see the overall quiet in the overall market in general. Okay, again, there's just not a lot to do. Our euro currency is right about where we got in. Small loser at the moment, but again, we're not doing anything with it. We're not out. We're just hanging. Gold trying to rally a little bit here, but there's not going to be enough volume. Again, the biggest thing that we need is liquidity. And when you have high volatility with low volume, that really kills the liquidity. It's like trying to trade in the Roach Motel. You can get in, but you can't get out. Okay. So again, we just have to sit back and wait and relax and let the markets do what they're going to do. And certainly overall, this is a pretty pathetic display of action in the market. I don't know what's going to trigger more action here. Okay. I mean, if we were busy, I would be looking at gold here. If we were busy, we're not busy, so I'm not really looking at it. Now we did, my crew this morning we sold the gold futures. We sold 6 MGC futures right around here at 3,400. And we bought the at the money May 9th GLD calls. And that's a trade. If you have the capital, you can hold until it's a winner. Okay. Because you're going to continue to roll up your calls, and you just need a down move, as we saw over the last couple of weeks in gold. So those are things to potentially look at. If you trade any of the commodities, since there's not much going on here, so I might as well show you some other stuff. Euro currency, nothing to do. Notes, nothing to do. Bonds, nothing to do. Bitcoin, nothing to do. Gold, really not much to do. It is up against some resistance, but I did think that it was getting to that overbought point. And since we're spreading it, and we're spreading it at a 5-3, or in the ratio trade, a 5-6, it's certainly something that I would do there. I did do it. Okay. And if you look at the grain markets, I mean, they're pretty oversold. You could do some option trading there, or you could do some buying of some coal. You could buy corn if you wanted to. You could look at wheat, soybeans. There's not much to do. Cattle, again, extremely overbought, but again, it continues to go higher. Natural gas, not much to do. Crude oil, which we put on the other day, we bought crude and bought puts, so it's working out very well at the moment. Again, these are obviously, you look for other things to do because when this area is not working, there's not much else to do. Okay. And there's not much in here right now. It's kind of frustrating if you want to be active. And somebody asked me this morning, what if you went to a longer time frame? Well, again, you're still not getting the volume. So if the volume's not there in the short term, it's not going to get any better going into the long term. So I think it's something to remember and look at. And maybe, could we get a shot at gold here? I don't think so. The volume, I don't think it's getting anywhere near to where we need it. Okay. And our euro currency is just a small little bit of a loser at the moment, but no big deal yet. Okay. Could be a big deal, but not yet. I think we just have to be, prepared. And this is the hard part about trading. You have to be willing to sit back and do nothing if there's nothing to do. I think as you're looking at it, and now your euro currency is in profit, I'm going to tell you to go ahead and take your stop to break even. Now, I don't want to turn this into a loser. We're trading in mediocre conditions. You've got about a $40 or $50 profit. Lock in break even, and break even means enough to cover the cost of the trade, the exchange fees, the commission, and then lock in a little bit of a profit, as we call it here, a Bubba burger. Okay, but at least you can put yourself in and make sure that you don't lose any money. All right, I am out. I am stopped. So I made on the trade $19. Okay, monster. But again, it is what it is. I can't force the markets to be active. I can only trade what I have. That's again the issue, is where everything is so quiet that it's hard to get overly excited. And if we look at and I do think that if you look at the S&P in full as a longer term potential trade, you're right up here. Again, I'd certainly be a seller if we got the 5,800, but I think you can sell sooner. The NASDAQ was a sale the other day. I would think that would be okay. But again, today is a little bit quirky because you've got, the Fed tomorrow. So I don't like to get too overly involved or take too many big positions. I'd rather react to what happens tomorrow, if we got a monster sell-off today, okay, I would be a buyer. If we got a monster rally, I'd be a seller regardless of what news is coming out. I think that's, again, if you get 4 or 5 or 6 standard deviations away from the mean, I'm going to take that trade every day. Okay. I don't care where it is. I don't care what the news is going to be. But when you're just floating around within 1 or 2 standard deviations, what edge are you actually gaining? You have to think about it from that point. Remember, you're trading a probability model. You're putting yourself in the highest spot of probability. So if you have no range, then what's the probability? Okay. And I think that's important to understand when you look at these markets. Again, they're harder to trade right now. Okay. And now our euro currency, you should be out. If you weren't out before, you should be out now, but with a profit. Okay. And again, we're just watching and waiting. There's no speed to this market. There's no panic. There's no chasing them up. They're just kind of churning. Okay. And it makes it very challenging when we trade like that. And it makes it hard for you to want to, to get overly involved. And I think this is something that, if we learn our lesson on how to trade in these markets. So that's why we do a lot of these put spreads or call spreads, because those have limited reward, limited risk. I don't have to manage them. Okay. I'm making that trade. I'm not getting out until it closes or until I can get out at a nice profit. Okay. I did do one trade also today, but it's a little thin. But TGTX. Okay, I did sell put spreads this morning in this. Okay, I sold the 35.45 put spread. Okay, for an $8 credit. Okay, so again, I'm not bullish, but because of the pattern, because of the blow off, it's the same thing we're looking for in these markets, but we don't have the same kind of action. So, but I did use this trade this morning. Okay. Right now, if anybody's interested in it, let's see where that spread is trading right now. Okay. And I did this for next week. Okay. So 35, 35, and then sell the 45. That spread is trading at 823 right now. As a credit, it is the same as buying the 35 call at $1.77. Right now, you could probably buy it at $1.90 if you bought just the call alone. So that's, again, it's not as much of a disparity as I would like, but it's certainly something to look at if you agree. But you should expect a little bit of a rally, which I do. So we will see what that brings us. But overall, once again, if you have questions while we're together, you feel free to ask questions. Because again, obviously, if you're trying to learn something, I can help you learn it, what we're looking for. But right now, there's just not much going on. So with not much going on, there's not much trade. There's not much to do. So we'll continue to watch and look. Again, gold continues to go up. And then we didn't take it because we did not get the blow off. We did not get the panic. We did not get the chase. So what am I going to trade? Why would I want to trade it if I didn't get any of those things to occur? Okay. Again, this is about trading for the edge and grabbing an edge in the market. And if you don't get the edge, then you're just gambling. Okay. And, we want to make sure that we have the edge enough time so that we can, be right. And again, the more trades we can make, the higher our probability, but you cannot force trades into this lousy, quiet market that we're watching. Okay. It is very, very quiet. There's very little action. I mean, these should be well over 10,000 contracts. This should be well over 20. You're not even at 10. So again, it makes a big deal and a big difference when you're trying to trade these and how you're trying to put yourself in the best position. And again, we'll see if anything shows up here. I would doubt that it will. But again, you never know. We had one small winner in the Dow. In the euro currency. And we did we did sell call spreads in Meta, and we did sell call spreads in Microsoft. Okay. So we'll see how those play out. And, we'll have more information when we come back Thursday. But if you listen to my Market 120, I do every morning, I did say that I expected a rally when the NASDAQ goes down 250. And not because it's genius. It's just because normally you get some action ahead of the Fed, and we'll see what happens here. But basically, very little action, very little to do, and I'm not going to force trades. Even for myself, I wouldn't force them, and I'm certainly not going to force them when I'm trying to teach. Okay, so we just have to again be patient and sit back and wait. And if it doesn't give us a trade, then guess what? Making a decision to make no trade is the same as making a decision to trade. Okay. And I don't see anything here. Does anybody here see anything they'd like to trade? That's always the question. Okay. I don't see anything worth trading right now, but we did sell call spreads. So let me tell you exactly what we got on. So we sold call spreads in, hold on. Let me just go to switch accounts. I got so many accounts open here. We sold call spreads in Microsoft at $1.10. We sold the 437.50, 440, and we sold Meta. We sold the 595, 597.50 for $1.10, both expiring this Friday. I'll see you back here on Thursday. Have a great day, everybody, and enjoy. Thanks for being a part, and we'll see you later.
You know how the financial world goes. Here comes the buzzkill. Please make sure to take some time to read this boring disclaimer. We will owe you one.